Hi, I'm back. So this video is lecture and assignment to solving quadratics by solving with the method of square roots. So there's 12 problems. I will do half of them. I'm going to do the odds, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, and you will do evens. Just so I can show you the basics, and then we'll slowly go up to the 4-step, I think the 4-step solving. Yeah, okay, here we go. Okay, so kind of I'll hold the camera over the assignment for a while. Okay, so we're solving quadratics by square roots. It says review material. It's the lecture and the assignment. Let's turn on light. Okay, inverse operations. Remember, inverse operations are adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing, right? Okay, square rooting and squaring are inverse operations. Okay, so that's how we're going to solve. Solve for the roots, zeros, intercepts, and... So 1 and 2 is just we go straight into square rooting. 3 and 4, we have to inverse operate by dividing, and then we square root, so that's a 2-step. 5 and 6, we're now going to go into imaginary numbers. So we will have a negative radicand, which means the calculator is no use. And so we're going to go ahead and take the I. Okay, 7 and 8 now have a binomial. 9 and 10, yes, have a coefficient in front of the binomial, kind of like a GCF. And then 11 and 12 have a constant that we have to take over to either the 35 or the 24. So we have to take the constant over. Then we divide by the GCF or by the coefficient 2 or 7 in this problem. And then we square root, okay? All right, so some of these you definitely remember, especially at the top. You definitely remember them. So I will do odds, okay? Ready to go? Ready to go. All right, question number 1. It's already set up, so we've already isolated our x squared. So now the next step is to just square root. And so I'm going to, let's make sure I have a proper side, square root, right? And so the square root of a square, that the radicand just comes out as an integer, a whole number, variable, whichever. Okay, and what's the square root of 16? Plus or minus 4. So you can give me this as your answer, or if you would like to separate for -4, you can give me that as well. So it's an or. Easy. Okay, let's jump to 3. So now here, my x squared is not isolated. It's not alone. I need to inverse operate this 2 coefficient. And so we divide. Divide by 2. Divide by 2. Remember, we want to isolate. I just don't want to make any mistakes because I don't want to get to the very bottom and then mess up. Right? 2 divided by 2 is 1. 2 goes into 18 9 times. Okay, so now you're going to go ahead, square root. And so x is equal to plus or minus 3. And again, that or 3 comma -3. Either or. Okay, so let's now jump to 5. Your coefficient is negative, so we're going to divide by that -6. So I get x squared is equal to -4. Oops. Why is it not? Okay, there we go. And now I will square root. And remember, this is now where we are getting that -1. And it's going to come out to the I imaginary. Okay, so x is equal to, now the square root of 4 is 2. So it's plus or minus 2i. Okay, you'll do 6, so let's go to 7. 7, square roots. And again, squaring and, oh, it's getting blurry. Okay, square rooting, squaring, right? They are the inverse operation to each other. So our radicand, which is x plus 3, comes out and it's plus or minus 3. Now, this needs to be taken or inverse operated, needs to be taken over because we need to isolate our x. So x will be equal to -3 plus or minus 3. Take your two cases, -3 plus 3, -3 minus 3, and so I get 0 and -6, and those are my two cases. And we were able to combine these because they were both real numbers. It wasn't, so just in case you just finished the quadratic formula assignment, remember if it has an I there, we cannot. Okay, you'll do 8, I will solve 9. Okay, here we go, here's our imaginary. All right, divide out. So I get x plus 7 squared. 21 divided by -3 is -7. We're going to go ahead and inverse operate, which is to square root, right? How do you inverse operate a square? You square root. X plus 7 plus or minus, and now rad, well, we'll separate. Okay, I rad 7. We won't use a calculator yet. All right, so now take this over. X is equal to -7 plus or minus I rad 7. Now this is acceptable. But if you want the decimal of rad 7, 2.6, you could also, I have such little space. You could also give me x is equal to -7 plus or minus, what did I say was? 2.6i. 2.6i. And you cannot combine these because this is a real number. The -7 is a real number component. This rad 7 or this 2.6 is the imaginary component because it's attached to the I. You cannot combine them, so that's just it. That is your complex number, a plus bi. Okay. All right, 10 you will do. Here goes 11. We just have now an extra constant. So you're going to take the constant, inverse operate it, right? Jump the equal sign. So that'll make it a 36 because +1 + 1. X plus 6 squared is equal to 36. Divide by 2. Remember, your goal is to get your x isolated, x squared isolated, or binomial isolated. You want just the square of whatever entity it's squaring. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and square root. I can't. There's very little paper for my hand to hold. And I get x plus 6 is equal to plus or minus, and rad 18 is 4.2, right? So we just throw that in the calculator. Okay, take this 6 over, right? -6, -6 plus or minus 4.2. And you can grab the calculator and take in -6 plus 4.2. I get -1.8. And, oh well, -6, -4, -10.2. And these two are your answers. Okay, fair enough. Right. Okay. So there you go. Tomorrow I'll load up Tomorrow I'll load up more videos. Okay. All right. Have a great day. Bye.